what's your view when people are always crying overspending, when you need to drive government program and then also have people overseas who need to invest, because you have business people who will be telling them this is how we operate, this is why you need to come to South Africa because we are business people. What's the view on that thing?
We have agreed that South Africa needs to begin to develop new markets, particularly in the light of the new developments in the US and tariffs, that we need to start engaging other nations. Some of the plans, in fact, we had them long before this new development in the US. You know, I was in the UK long before Trump. Even the trip to France was planned long before, because we have decided that we need to expand. We must tighten our bilateral relations in Europe. You know, the EU was here in March, and I then went, after that went to France. And good visit, we have agreed to strengthen bilateral relations and trade. In fact, our agreement is that in the next 2 years, we want to see trade doubling between South Africa and France. The investment conference we had will be convened again in 2 years' time, so it's going to be a binational conference, and we were oversubscribed. I mean, we had just more than 100 companies just from South Africa coming through. Of course, DTI was coordinating that, and the embassy. We are going to Russia now. Also, business people are interested, because what happens at once you strengthen trade, the companies from the country where you are, they want to talk to the companies from South Africa, because that's how they do deals, whether they want to invest in energy, in logistics, in infrastructure, in digital technologies. They get the opportunity to do that. Now, those are huge interventions that are happening. We're talking of billions of rands in trade. Of course, you are quite right that some of the people are not focusing on those things. They want to know how much we spent on transport, or what did we eat, where did we sleep. You know, those are peripheral issues. The main issue here is trade, and it's to ensure that the South African economy grows. You'll see when we put the numbers between South Africa and France, or when we put the numbers between South Africa and Japan. For instance, in Japan, when we went, South Africa had not been there for 10 years. The last person who had gone there was President Ramaphosa when he was deputy president. I think that was the time. So when I went, they were said, like, for 10 years South Africa has not been there, and Japanese companies are in South Africa big time. I visited Isuzu when I was there. They are saying we want to expand in South Africa. So these are very important initiatives. That's why it sometimes takes us a whole week. Like in France, we're there the whole week meeting with companies. Of course, if it's a working visit, you also meet with the government. So I had to meet with the Prime Minister and the President. So these are very important initiatives we are undertaking. I go with ministers who are relevant for that purpose, like in France, trade and industry, small business, energy and electricity, and so on and so on. So we will give out information whenever I travel on the importance of these visits. They are very important. And it's going to be difficult not to spend money. I mean, many people don't know that, in fact, Tokyo is one of the most expensive cities in the world. So is France. So it's a very difficult thing. When people are saying, oh, you're spending a lot of money. If we don't spend money to pursue these initiatives, we're not going to see the South African economy growing, because we can't reach out to investors to tell them the story of South Africa so they can come.